Make the axle for the car. And the first way is the center diameter. So create. I'm going to choose new component because with the axle, I'm considering that separate from the body, its own entity, its own object, just like I would the wheel. So I'm going to go new component. Over here, because I do consider it separate, unlike the hole that goes to the body. I'm going to call it external. I'm going to call this, just so I can track it, I'm going to call it Axle1. Just have some idea. And then I'm also looking at this, Axle1, one selected, activate, and I'm going to say we're okay, and okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and come down to my actual, I want to build the axle inside of here. So I'm going to go ahead and go right click. I'm going to say sketch. And I'll just let it hover there for a second. I'm going to go center diameter. Now it throws it off to the side like that. I scroll it back because it wants that center point. I want my center point to be right there in the center of the axle. And I'm going to click on it and I'm going to start to pull, and I know that that axle is 2.3 if I look at the drawings, and there it is. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to zoom in a little bit so it's easier to work on it. So there it is. There's the 2.3. There's the 3.2. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to go finish sketch. There's my axle, but all it is a sketch right now. Next I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it at a slight angle, and I'm going to click inside of here, and I'm going to go left click and create and extrude, and I want it to go in the opposite direction. See how the arrow is pointing out? I want it to point out through the other side of the hole. And so I'm going to come in here. See up here, it's ready to accept my measurement. So I'm going to type in, I know the width is 20, so I'm going to go -20. That way it goes in the opposite direction. And what else do I have here? Selected, profile, one side, distance 20, new body. And I'm going to go ahead and say, okay. Now, I'm going to spin this, and I can see, look, I actually have it going from side to side in my square. I'm going to go ahead and spin it, because you know what I want to do? I'm going to say edit undo. I'm going to change one thing. So edit undo. I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to change the size of that. So I'm going to go create, extrude. I'm going to actually make it 30. And where's my measurement? There it is right here. I'm going to go -30. And now when I spin it, see how it's sticking out here? I'm going to go right side. I'm going to move it over a little bit. See how here's my square. I can see it. And see how it's sticking out the side? I don't want it to stick. What I want to do is I want it to stick out because I want it to go up to the wheels. And I know later on it can nip off part of this axle. So I want my axle to actually go from here 5 millimeters out to 5 millimeters, not 10 off this side. And it's going to make it easier for me when I build my wheels, knowing that I can always nip off a little bit of what I want. So I'm going to take this axle, okay, and I'm right now selecting it, and I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to say move copy, and I'm looking over here, and this is one of the things. You have a number of things. This is a face on the actual body. What I want is I'm selecting the actual body itself, that whole axle. So I'm going to select by. Anytime something's not working, just look at it for a few seconds and realize, And so I'm going to go ahead and I have select. So I'm in the select mode. I'm going to come over here and click on it. Click. And now I'm going to see how I have choice of 2 arrows here, that one and that one. I don't want to pull out there, but even though it's slightly confusing, I'm going to grab that arrow and pull to the right. And so I'm going to get this out of the way so you can see it. Okay, so here goes. Click, hold, drag, and look. There. And now I'm balanced. I have 5 millimeters off this side, 5 millimeters off that side. I like it. And at that point, I'm done.